What's up guys, it's Mars from Audio Judgment, and today we're going to review a product. And hopefully we're going to have some fun because it's not going to be your regular review. The internet is full of those for this Fosi Audio ZA3 amp. So here's the deal. Fosi Audio sent me this amp for review. As a disclaimer, I get to keep this amp. However, the opinions in this video are my own, and Fosi Audio doesn't get to watch the video before it's posted. The review was supposed to be uploaded before Christmas, as they had some promo code when they launched the product. However, in Romania, for the holidays, we eat a lot of things that look disgusting but taste great. So a delay of 1-2 months is to be expected. Anyway, the time has come for me to keep my end of the deal, and this review will be 25% information about the product and 75% will be my feedback as things for Fosi Audio to improve upon. As a result, we're going to have some fun nitpicking at Fosi. But remember, the purpose of this video is a noble one. I quite like where Fosi Audio is going with their products, and I heard they do listen to customer feedback. I guess I am sort of a customer. Anyway, expect constructive criticism with the occasional joke here and there. Let's start with the packaging. So, first of all, very much impressed with the package, because normally when you buy an amp from China, you are usually greeted with a brown box. But this one has some graphics with the logos and stuff. If you want my feedback, you have the logo up top, and then you have Hi-Fi, Made Fun, and also Home Audio Expert. Basically, those two are punchlines. I don't know, like Nokia connecting people or something like that. You don't have two punchlines, just use only one. Maybe put Fosi Audio in the logo in the middle, and in the lower right your punchline. One of those will do fine, not both. If we go on the side, we can see the name of the company from China and the website, and 2 emails. One that looks good and another one which is probably someone's dad's email. Who uses Hotmail? This is very unprofessional. Please delete this email. It's not worth putting it over there. You already have one email. That's enough. The Hotmail, it's super unprofessional. Just take it out of there. On the other side, we have resolve any worry about your product. This is weird to read because you have this O in the front, which suggests like, oh, resolve. But I think this is a bullet point. No sense in putting bullet points if you have just one line. Delete this O. 30-day return period, that's good. 18-month warranty, that is weird and quite suspicious. 1.5 years. Just do 2 years. Either don't put this at all, don't market it on the box, or put the 24-month, because like 2 years to me seems like the minimum. For example, where I live in Romania, it's not even legal to have less than 2 years of warranty. And then lifetime technical, this is a typo, I don't know, something overlapping letters. Stop doing that because that doesn't look professional. Other than that, the box looks good. Only beef I have with it is that it doesn't say what's inside the box. So maybe if you want to have more products with this generic type of box, keep this and maybe put a sticker just like this one. Make a frame over here and put a sticker with Fosi Audio ZA3 amp, so we know what's inside the box. Now, what concerns inside the box, this is very high quality foam. I suspect whatever you do on the transport, this amp will get to you safely. We have the power brick over here, which is a huge one, 48 volt, 5 amp, very impressive. Small manual good. And the amp itself wrapped in this fancy cover. Now the build quality and finish is quite top notch. I'm very impressed with how it feels and looks. Now let's review the actual product. To sum it up, it's a small amp, Class D, balance inputs, and high power. The quoted power is 2 times 180 watts at 4 ohms with a 48 volt 5 amp power supply. And the included power supply is exactly that, 48 volt 5 amp. This is important because some manufacturers quote power ratings that are only true if you get a better power supply than the included one. So bonus points for Fosi Audio. I'm not going to try to measure the power of this amp. I'm just going to trust a known YouTuber channel who has specialized equipment for this measurement. And measured power ratings are 2 times 170 watts at 4 ohms with less than 1% THD, which is basically the same as the quoted spec. Now an important thing to notice is that the power supply is 48 volts times 5 amps equals 240 watts. And the amp is delivering 2 times 170, which equals to 340 watts. This is not witchcraft. What it means is that the power supply is undervalued. It delivers exactly 48 volts because more will fry the amp. However, when it comes to the amps, the rating should be like 7 amps plus. So more bonus points for Fosi Audio for underselling and over-delivering on the power supply. Another thing that is worth mentioning is that this amp has socketed op amps, which means they are easily swappable. And if you are into this kind of thing, you can open this bad boy up and tinker how much you want. I'm not going to show you how the insides look because the whole outer shell is an actual heatsink and it has a thermal compound between the components that needs cooling and the actual case. So bear this in mind when you remove the case, as you most likely need to reapply this stuff. Most manufacturers don't use thermal paste, so more bonus points for Fosi Audio because this amp, instead of getting hot, it manages heat with no difficulty. Regarding the sound, this is one of the best amps in its class. I'm going to put emphasis on in its class because some people tend to over-exaggerate. Oh my god, this amp is so good. More expensive amps don't make any sense now. Please stop it. The conclusion is that this amp is great value for the money. You get a small amp that has good quality components and nice finish. And at this price point, it gets a 9 out of 10. Good job, Fosi Audio. And now let's continue with my feedback and what should Fosi Audio improve on their design. Regarding the looks, I quite like the color scheme. The copper knob and the black chassis looks good, and it's setting a brand image. I think you should continue with this color scheme even if some don't particularly like it. Maybe sell knobs of other colors so people can change them if they really hate it. Regarding the front layout, I like the simplicity. However, the mono stereo switch doesn't make any sense in the front. If I need the mono stereo, I just set it up once. I'm not going to flip the switch too often. So having the selector on the back makes more sense. And maybe use, instead of this, maybe use an on-off switch so I don't have to long press the volume knob to turn on the amp. Some say that it's even dangerous to have the switch on the front because on mono mode you deliver too much power to one speaker. I tend to disagree. I mean, if you look at the back, yeah, there is no weird wiring. When you flip that switch, instead of left plus right, you only get right channel. And instead of 2 times 180 watts, you get 1 times 240 watts. So you get like 30% boost. Normally, when you switch an amp from stereo to mono, you bridge the 2 channels and get like double the power or more. it doesn't do that, so I think it's pretty safe in that regard. Regarding the volume knob, it feels pretty cheap. I know it's a budget amp, but if for the later models you have some budget to spare, use it to get a better potentiometer. When I turn the knob, I can feel that nothing happens at first, and then I can feel some resistance. On the back, nothing out of the ordinary. The subwoofer output is a nice addition. It also has variable output depending on the volume input, which is great. However, it has a low pass filter of 300 Hz. It's way too high. Either put a variable crossover frequency, or if you want to keep it simple with a fixed value, go with something conservative like 120 Hz. If it were up to me, I would put it at 80 Hz. Regarding future products, here is my advice. Make a matching deck. Audio guys love matching gear that stacks to one another. So where is my deck that goes along with this amp? Another thing, make a high quality power supply. And you guessed it, use a matching case so I can stack my amp on my power supply. Stop using power bricks because those scream low quality. And make it a high amp power supply with multiple outputs so you can power the deck and the amp from it. Or maybe 2 amps in mono mode. Anyway, I'm wrapping this feedback/product review up. It's a cool little amp for this price bracket. Keep up the good work, Fosi Audio, and hopefully we will see awesome products in the future. Peace!